In this video, we're going to discuss the do's and don'ts when measuring the dynamic coefficient of friction.
1, 2, 3, 4.
First, let's begin by understanding what dynamic coefficient of friction, or DCOF, is.
DCOF is a measure of the resistance between two surfaces in relative motion. It quantifies the frictional force that opposes the motion of an object as it slides or moves across another surface.
The value of dynamic coefficient of friction depends on several factors. This includes the nature of the materials in contact, surface roughness, temperature, and the presence of lubricants or contaminants. In America, primary standards development organizations like ANSI and ASTM use DCOF as the preferred measurement for slip resistance. And this is for many reasons. DCOF provides a realistic representation of slip resistance. DCOF measures the friction between a moving foot and surface, providing a more accurate representation of slip resistance under dynamic conditions. This is important because slips and falls often occur when people are in motion, such as walking or running. DCOF is practical and easy to measure. DCOF is measured using portable standardized testing equipment like the BOT 3000E and standardized test methods like ANSI A137.1 or ANSI A326.3, making it practical and straightforward as a method for assessing slip resistance. DCOF is comparable and consistent. By using DCOF as a standard, it allows for consistent and comparable measurements across different surfaces and locations. This helps in establishing a baseline for slip resistance and enables meaningful comparisons between various flooring materials, coating, or surface treatments. And DCOF aligns with industry research and testing methods. By using DCOF as a standard, the goal is to ensure that surfaces provide sufficient friction to minimize the risk of slips and falls, particularly in areas where there may be a higher likelihood of wet or contaminated surfaces. When measuring DCOF, we recommend utilizing a device that was designed to effectively measure DCOF, like the BOT 3000E. Other tribometers, like the pendulum tester, were not designed to measure dynamic coefficient of friction, and they measure in PTVs, which is a value created by the pendulum manufacturer. There is a manufacturer-created correlation from PTV to coefficient of friction, but it doesn't specify a correlation to dynamic coefficient of friction. Therefore, it leaves too much room for interpretation. Additionally, the pendulum scored low correlation values in various DCOF correlation studies, like Dr. Sebald's study at the University of Wuppertal. In this example, the pendulum gave this surface a 0.06 DCOF measurement. This would mean that at a slight decline of only 3.5%, the surface would be as slippery as ice, which is highly unlikely. Examples like this show that the pendulum may not provide accurate measurements when testing DCOF. When measuring DCOF with the BOT 3000E tribometer, you're going to want to make sure that the following points are taken into consideration. Has the device been calibrated? Has the operator of the BOT 3000E been professionally certified and trained to utilize the device and slip test? Is the operator of the BOT 3000E following the standard test method for measuring slip resistance? Is the operator of the BOT 3000E testing wet conditions utilizing SLS solution? Is the operator of the BOT 3000E utilizing an SBR rubber sensor that's been reconditioned to standard requirements? Is the operator utilizing a ANSI-approved reference surface? And how is your DCOF data being delivered? Are you being provided with a third-party verified report? These are all questions that need to be answered to assure that your DCOF data is accurate and verified.
When operated properly, the BOT 3000E can identify floors that are slippery or not compliant to standard requirements.
Here are some examples of what not to do when slip testing with the BOT 3000E tribometer. A spray bottle is not the appropriate way to distribute SLS solution onto a substrate. Standard test methods require SLS to be evenly distributed with a brush. Make sure that enough SLS solution is distributed evenly and that the BOT 3000E is placed over the distributed SLS so that it measures the contaminated surface. This example shows a bot that is placed in an incorrect starting position, which will not provide accurate DCOF measurements. At Walkway Management Group, we assure that our slip testing is to slip resistance standard requirements. Our professionally certified floor safety specialists are trained to use the appropriate technology to American standard requirements. Next time you're considering slip resistance testing, please give us a call to discuss your options.
Hey!